Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Very sad day today. Just learned that Maggie Smith had passed away. She is in two of my top 5 films of all time. She plays Granny Wendy in Hook. She is also Mother Superior in Sister Act. And yeah, I mean, just an absolute icon for people of my generation, which is wonderful because she, and younger than me, because she had been around well before I was around. And to keep that sort of career going, a sort of relevance in cinema for so long is amazing. Um, I just mentioned those two movies, Hook and Sister Act, but also what like the Harry Potter franchise. That was enormous, and she's wonderful in it. She's so good as McGonagall. And then Downton Abbey. Oh, she is spicy in that movie, and well, that show, but also the movies. And she's just wonderful in it. And it's just very impressive everything that she was able to accomplish. I saw her in a cute Christmas movie on Netflix not that long ago. That was nice. Really liked that. I think it was about like Santa Claus when he was a kid or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, just an amazing, wonderful career. Oh, I went and saw a movie about her in a van. What was that? I can't remember. I saw it in the theater though. The old art house that we used to have here in town. But she's just great and will be missed. And she's been playing an old lady forever, which is wild because, like, if you ever seen the movie Hook, which came out in, like, what, 91? Is that right? Uh, she is playing a 92-year-old in it. And she wasn't even in her 90s when she died, which is wild. Because she was like in her 50s when she was making Hook, but she was playing someone who was 92. So in like my mind, she'd been old forever. So that was pretty wild. That might be crass to talk about, so apologies for that. But I don't know. I'm gonna miss her presence because she's been there for me all my life in many of my favorite movies, franchises. She'll be missed. Okay, so let's get to picking some movies. We're gonna do a random ranking, and basically what that is us going to my movie collection behind me, picking out 3 movies at random, and then ranking those movies based on whatever criteria we come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, but if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so. Let's get to picking some movies. All right, maybe something here, and then maybe down here. I feel like this section of my collection gets forgotten about, so I'm trying to utilize it. So let's see what we did. Can we use them? Yes. No. Haven't seen it. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah. Talked about this one not that long ago, but that's okay. Let's talk about it now. Pleasantville, that was the one I just picked. Really loved this. Loved watching black and white television with my dad when I was growing up and with my grandparents when I was growing up. Nick at Night had a lot of shows that this movie is sort of referencing. Basically what it is 2 kids from the late 90s, Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon, get sucked into an old black and white television show. Think of stuff like Leave It to Beaver, what is it called, My Three Sons or something like that. Other things like the Andy Griffith Show, perhaps. Shows like that, right? And they get sucked into it, and it's this world that has is sort of idyllic, but then they sort of shake things up a little bit, and um, it's idyllic, but there's a lot of stuff missing in it, right? So um, they shake things up a bit and introduce a little bit of additional culture to them. They introduce art to them, introduced spicy things to them, and things begin to change and they start moving into color, and it's all just really interesting. I think a lot of the rules that are established don't fully make sense, but it's okay because it's still just a great movie. Next, we have Over the Top with Stallone. I loved that I pulled this because what I'm really excited about today is Arrow announced that Demolition Man is coming out on, oh gosh, I think it's 4K. Yeah, 4K. So they're going to have a special edition box set. I'm going to do my best to try and get that because I love Demolition Man, and somehow it's not in my collection, but I used to watch that on movie channels. I think Cinemax when I was a kid, and I'd rent it as well, and it was just like such a delight. And I think it's wild that I never owned it actually. And Sandra Bullock like was starting to blow up then. I don't know if she was starting to blow up, but it was like that. It was like Demolition Man and then Speed, and then she's a star, right? So, yeah. But anyway, Over the Top, this is a fun one. Me and my friends used to watch. I remember one Thanksgiving, how people have like Friendsgiving. Me and my friends had one called Feast of Friendship. And I remember one year we all bought Over the Top on Black Friday for like $1 or whatever it was, and then we watched it while we ate that Thanksgiving, because we'd always celebrate it on Black Friday. So yeah, I don't know, good memories with this, the hat flip and all of that. Yeah, good fun film. Next we have Waiting. Nope, actually it's still Waiting. It's the sequel, which is not as good as the original. It does have a few people that return. Well, this is also interesting. The lead is not even on the cover. But anyway, she returns. You may remember her from Beekman's World. She also does the a voice of somebody in Coco. Does a lot of voice work. But she's also in Waiting, and she's hilarious in Waiting. Luis Guzman returns. He's in Waiting. This guy right here from Felicity returns. New. I think she's new. New. Andy Milonakis returns. But yeah, the lead isn't even here. Where's she at? So the girl who is sort of the lead of this is, I guess, I can't think of her name, but I know she was in Lost. She was like a young daughter of, it's been so long since I've watched Lost, but the young daughter of somebody. She's in this. She has shorter hair than we typically see her. I think she was even dating Jeff Goldblum at one time. That's an age gap. But yeah, I had a crush on her when she was on Lost. But anyway, yes, this not as good as the first Waiting. The first Waiting is great, but I do think what's his name? From the first Waiting movie. Not Ryan Reynolds, not him, because I don't think he's in this, but the other guy whose name I can't think of. What is it? He was in Drag Me to Hell. He was in Tusk. And he's in Galaxy Quest, which I think was the first time I ever saw him. He's in that movie, that horror film that came out, what was it, last year or something, Barbarian, and I can't think of his name right now. Justin Long. Justin Long, I believe, has a small cameo in this. He is sort of the star of the other one, but I remember just thinking this was, I don't even think it was okay. It was like bad, but it was, I don't know. It wasn't the first one, because I think the first one is great. I put it up there with one of my favorite comedies, especially if you've worked in the service industry. Man, the first Waiting is great. All right, how are we going to rank them? Actually, I think we're going to rank them in the order we talked about them. I'm going to go Pleasantville and then Over the Top and then Still Waiting. Yeah, I think that's it. That's easy. One, two, three. Pleasantville, Over the Top, and Still Waiting. But my question to you is, have you seen these movies? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? These three right here. How would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.